spreading chestnut tree is gone, and so is Bud Shafer's blacksmith shop in Francisco, Indiana. But it was in high gear when we went there a few years ago.
Under the spreading chestnut tree, the village smithy stands. Longfellow's words were true years ago, but even the chestnuts are gone now. And the village blacksmiths, well, they're few and far between, but there's at least one around here. The old hitching rings for the horses are still here, and this Shafer blacksmith shop in Francisco has been on this spot for more than 100 years. The amazing thing is, it's still here and still functioning. Yes, sir, Louis, Bud Shafer is still blacksmithing in Francisco, Indiana. He can bang out an eye bolt in just a few seconds. Or if someone still needs it, sharpen a plowshare, sending sparks flying from his anvil and filling that old shop up with an acrid smell of coal smoke. But farming has changed. There's not much plowshare work anymore. Shafer sharpens a lot of lawnmower blades and chainsaws.
Farmers now more or less do some of their own.
They do. A lot of them have their own welders and cutting torches, and they do a lot of their own work anymore.
Now, Shafer has a bit of an advantage over other blacksmiths. He's ambidextrous. He can hammer with either hand, and that helps a lot when you're handling a red-hot metal. But it doesn't help enough. Aside from shoeing horses, usually done by farriers these days, there's no longer a big demand for a blacksmith's services.
Well, it's really a lost art. There's no, now there's blacksmiths that, what I call ornament blacksmiths, that do all this fancy work, but your old-fashioned heavy blacksmith work is just gone.
Bud's grandfather, Henry Shafer, and his uncle George Shafer probably bent over this same old forge and suffered the indignities of burning sparks in their pant legs, coal smoke in their lungs, and yet Francisco had a blacksmith for more than a century. It's a sad thought, but you get the impression that when Bud Shafer hangs up his hammer and tongs, the old shop's going to just fade away. It's Hal Wolford on the Backroads in Francisco, Indiana.
What a simple formula for a long, happy marriage. Well,